welcome to this week's episode of Gardener's Plot, what's new in the garden. So it's currently quite wet outside, bit of a difference during the week, it's been quite nice. I suppose rain's good for the garden as well as sunshine. So I'm kind of going to spend as much time outside as I possibly can. I've got one or two things to just do in the garden. So the potatoes are coming on really nicely, but because of the wet weather, they've sort of fallen over. So I just want to put a bit of string up just to sort of keep them up as well. And possibly something else in the garden, I'm not sure yet. I'm not looking forward to going out, it's quite wet. So let's go sort the potatoes out and we'll go from there. Right, see you in a minute. So here's the potato patch. As you can see, they've fallen over a little bit. So I've got some baling twine, so I'm just going to put sort of, it across there and sort of hopefully give these a little bit of support. The ones at the back have had the mesh to sort of hang on to, so they're not too bad, but it's just these front ones. I don't want these getting trampled, so that's what I'm going to do now. Right, see you in a minute. Right, that's that done. So at least they're off the floor now. You've got that actually a little bit of support. I don't know how well it's going to be, but I'll keep an eye on it the next couple of days, and if they start getting a bit heavier I can try and put something else in place. But as a whole, the potatoes are doing quite well. Couldn't tell you what they are. It was just potatoes I had left over, and now we're starting to chip, so I was like, well, chuck them in. Another one's down the side, new potatoes, and these are bigger potatoes, so hopefully in a couple of months' time, when I dig them up, we'll have a nice harvest. So there you go, that's that job done. And what I might do now is just sort of give a little tour around the garden, as it's a little bit wet and I kind of don't want to do anything. And just see what the state of the garden is at the moment and any plans I've got for it. So we'll start from the top and go from there. Right. See you in a minute. Alright, so I've still got a few good branches that I want to use for various projects. The main bulk of them will be for a fence down in the sort of top part of the garden, which I want to use as sort of an entertaining space. So I'm going to try and use something like that to build the fence. And also I've got an old garden tabletop, which the legs are broke, so I'm going to replace the legs with some of these as well. And I also have that there in an entertaining space. Still got a bag of logs, which I still don't know what to do with. These I got from a neighbour that was chucking them out. So I think they were originally little sort of water features. You can just see a few bits of pipe work and electrical cables at the bottom. So I'm going to turn these into planters, and I'll show you. I've got two little trees that I want to put on each one, so I'll show you them in a minute. And hopefully they'll look quite nice down in the entertaining space. There you go. Future projects. Bug wall is now completed. Well, for now. I can still add a few things, but for now I'm quite happy with how it's looking. Fern garden. I think they're still all going to seed. I think they've all dropped there. Oh no, this one has. So they've still got a lot of spores, so hopefully these spores will come off. We'll have a lot more ferns next year. I also actually want to start putting some ferns in Saskia's aviary. It's a little bit bare at the moment, so I do want to start planting that up as much as possible. She's currently outside, I don't know why. It's wet. Go inside. I'll give you a nice little treat in a minute. Pond wise, I've done that little bit of maintenance last week, so over winter, once everything sort of dies back a little bit, I can sort of put in the bog garden, actually line that properly and things like that. And also start trimming back some of the hedges, like the privet at the top. The cherry tree needs a bit of a trim back, so does the buddleia, so does the rose, another cherry tree. There you go, pond area. American ivy is now turned to red. It's quite a lush red. Unfortunately that's all going to go on the floor, so I'll have to start sweeping that up soon. A few actually go in the pond, but I don't mind that because they sort of add a layer to the floor and they will decompose into the water and also add a few things for various insects to feed on in the pond. There we go, American ivy. Just saw the potato patch, but I'll explain what else is going on. So, grapevine just started to turn now. We didn't have any grapes this year. Hopefully next year, because it's going to be a bit more established, we might actually get a bit of fruit off it next year. Also, I can train it a little bit more to cover this space. Raspberries are doing well. They are autumn kind. I think a few things have been eating them. I do want to move the red currant and black currant away from here into the berry forest over there, and then just have this as raspberries, and possibly might grow something else in this space as well. Still need to harvest last little bit of rhubarb. Might actually do that today. So there you go. So this area is pretty much unchanged now, so I'm just going to start adding all the berry bushes and things like that to it. And also in the winter, like I said, I'm going to change that into a natural bog garden and start buying some nice bog plants for that area there. Hopefully some nice colourful varieties to add a bit of splash of colour into this part of the garden. Corn, I've still got some runner beans, so I actually might pick those today. Corn still hanging in there. Might get one out of it, but next year the plan is to actually have this not in a tub, to actually have it, this entire area, as corn, runner beans and squash. I think this would be a nice little sort of area for it. Squash wise though, it is still flowering and we are getting small bits of fruit. There's anything in this side, although there's one or two, but they all seem to be over there, so we'll see those in bits in a minute. I still need to tidy this bit up. Greenhouse, got my little plastic one has come down with the strong winds that we've had, but my niece is getting rid of her old greenhouse that was in her house when she moved in, so I managed to get a few panes of glass. So hopefully I can actually patch this up a little bit more, and then I'll only have one or two open areas just to sort of act as sort of vents, if you like. I can always use plastic or perspex or something just to fill in the last little gaps. Greenhouse update. Go to this patch over here. Oh, need to touch my fence. Okay. Fence is a little bit leany. It's because the post has come out. So the plan is for this area is to be sort of fenced off this main lawn area and just a little side bit there where that veg is for the dogs to have as like a toilet area. So there won't be any veg there this hopefully next year. I'll have that somewhere else. So the plan is to have the fence sort of come level down from this one and have this as sort of like an entertaining space. This is various bits of wood. that do make various. I've got a trellis and a seating, sort of like a love seat that I want to start doing as well. So this is to be my new workshop Wednesday, is trying to work out which bits belong to which structure and gradually putting them in the garden. So these are the trees that I want to plant in. Lovely oak. And same with this one as well. So he is still alive. We have still got a few little buds on there. So the plan is to have one of those in each of those grey tubs. And I've actually got some tulips bulbs as well to pot in there. So I would do that today, but I've got no compost. So once I've bought some compost, I'll put them in. Some tomatoes I harvested earlier. We are still getting some tomatoes. There are still a few green ones left on this patch over here. He's not quite ready yet. But this big Mac squash has come on lovely. So we are actually getting a few squashes down here. A few nibbles, but hopefully we can get a few out of it. It's still a bit late in the year for them, I think. Still be growing, but hopefully I'll get one or two by the end of the season, hopefully. Still getting a few beans, the dwarf beans variety. So I will every now and then come out and just pick a few. And I do need to tidy this area up. I just haven't got around to it yet. So at the moment the squash is quite happy, so I'm just leaving it there. And once everything dies back, I can then just move everything round to the side of the house, because we've got rid of the privet hedges. I want to have that as a growing space. It's a bit untidy at the moment, so I won't show you that bit. Herb garden. Still lots of mint, but hopefully again next year I can actually plant a few more herbs and actually get this, get a few more varieties in here, and also get some medicinal herbs as well, so I can start actually using things from the garden for little natural remedies and stuff like that. That's the plan. Bindweed everywhere in this bit, but we are still getting a few ornamental squashes coming up. And this area got a lavender. For some reason the heather didn't survive. Don't know why. But the plan is for this to just have nice, like lots of lavender and things like that, to add a little bit of colour and have nice smelling things over here. Makeshift fence to try and keep the dogs off the grass. Busted. So I have still got a courgette plant. So far I've not got any courgettes off of it, but it still seems to be growing. Just don't know if it's in a good enough spot, so next year I might not put one here, might put it somewhere else. But tomatoes have gone crazier on this side, so they're getting quite nice and big. We are starting to get a few change now, so that's good. Got the chickens. I need to sort them out today. They've knocked over their water. They're a bit mucky. They seem to be nice and cosy inside. There we go. There she is. So we have had a breakthrough with the chickens. The younger girls are coming out a lot more now, frequently, and joining their older cage mates. And they're being slightly less grumpy with them. What else have we got going on here? And then this is part of the trellis work for the stuff over there. And there's a few other bits on odds and bits of wood that I can use as well. So there you go, that's pretty much what's going on in the garden at the moment. This was from a kennel run for dogs, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Possibly has a door for round on the side. But yeah, it's quite a nice miserable day. Nice miserable day? I don't... Ignore me. I'm waffling now. Alright, there you go. I've also got 2 more green bins which I'm going to use as water butts. They seem to migrate to the bottom of my road outside my house. So I leave them there for 2 weeks, and if they're not claimed, they come inside. So they make excellent water butts. I'm going to get a few taps and things so I can actually connect it properly. So next year, just trying to prepare for the next heat wave we possibly might have next year. There you go. A little update on the garden. This fence was only temporary, so that's why it's not fully secure, but hopefully by the end, I'll sort that out in a minute. I can have a nice archway and sort of divide the garden up a little bit so you have like an entertaining space, and then you sort of go into the wildlife garden and food forest. Alright, there you go. Update the garden. Alright, that's it for today. It's a lovely, miserable weather day. So yeah, there you go, that's a little update on the garden and future plans. Hopefully next week the weather might be a bit nicer so I can actually start getting a few more jobs done in the garden, sort of a bit more tidying up and things like that. What else? Hopefully I have a bit more compost. I need to get some compost in so I can plant these tulips. So I got flaming parrot, and what else we got? Black parrot. So I'm going to put a mixture of those around the base of those trees. So hopefully when they do flower, we'll have some nice sort of interesting colours coming up. Well, oh, nice little trick I've done as well. Well, I say trick, not a little tip. There, these off. I brought a folder. It was only a couple of quid, and I've divided it into months of the year. Just keep an eye on the ferret. Teddy. And then I brought these other little plastic little wallets. For each month I've put all the different seeds in that I need to plant in that month. Handy little tip for you there. So what I've got to do next year, flip through each month and go, oh, what have I got to plant this month? And get the appropriate seeds out. So I think I got this from like Home Guardians and stuff like that. So bought like a pack of these for like 5 for like 75p or something ridiculous. Daddy, it's too far. Bear with, 2 seconds. Let's get some carrot. There we go. I don't know if you guys want to go out and sort of do that. That's what I'm doing. I like to be a bit more organised and have plans. There you go. Daily tip for you. Alright, where are you two? So now, yes, where was I? Sorry, my hair's not with it today. So yes, so Wednesday for Workshop Wednesday, I'll start organising that wood and sort of try and put them into piles of where they belong, and hopefully I can figure out. I've got some pictures somewhere, and hopefully next Saturday weather might be a bit more improved, and I'll probably do a tidy up of the garden, another tidy up, and start trying to get things ready now for the winter months. And I'm not going to put any more seeds in or anything like that. I'm just going to concentrate on getting the garden up together. Then next year, from a growing season, I can just go straight ahead and not have to worry about where I'm going to put things and stuff like that. It's a bit cold, isn't it? You're shivering. Yes, it is. Look at it. So yes. Hello to any new subscribers. Don't forget to like, comment, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. I'm trying to add a little bit to the story mode of Instagram now. So I'll try and add one like every day or every other day or something like that. So like I said, if you're on Instagram, check us out. I post pictures of the animals. It was International Animal Day this week. So celebrate all your little animal friends. I'll put a little picture of some of the characters from Gardiner's plot at the end of this video if you enjoy. I done a throwback Thursday the other day when they were little tiny little babies, and then I put one of them when they're all grown up and handsome and beautiful. So I'll add those to the end of the video as well, because it's always nice to see, isn't it? Baby animals. Alright, I'm going to go have another coffee because it's getting a bit cold. And I will see you on Wednesday for Workshop Wednesday. Give me kisses. Your claws are getting sharp again. Alright. I'll see you all later. Toodle pip. You want to say goodbye? Toodle pip. Steady. Yep. And he's gone. He's alright. You landed on a copper box. Right. Right. Steady.